I'm very honored to be here today. I must say that. It has been a long journey, as the One Voice Choir said. Allow me to acknowledge the USIU Africa Chancellor, Dr. Mano Chandaria, our guest of honor, Dr. Mokisa Kitui, the United Nations UNCTD Secretary General, the Board of Trustees, our Vice Chancellor, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow graduates. How are you feeling now? Class of 2016, today we have made it all together. Congratulations to you all. I must say I'm honored to be here today on behalf of my fellow graduates. I'd like to thank you all for availing yourselves here. You know, the problem with we keynote speakers is that we have very little words to say that we don't know when to stop. So if I won't stop, please, Professor Scott, just come down here and tap my back. But I hope I'll keep time. So I see a number of languages here, and so the rest of my speech, I planned it to be in Mandarin. So, Wojanya, Ganshe, Nitingwa, Wodajingwa. Well, now I'm losing everyone. So, I'm just saying, I'm so happy today that you're listening to my speech. I'm very honored. So this morning it came to my attention that a few hours from now, the 1,293 of us are going to acquire new titles. And we shall all be known as the USIU Africa alumni. I know every one of you knows this title comes at a great price. And for now, let's just not worry about that. One thing that we have to note is that education is not all about reading books and passing the exams. Education is a process of learning from birth to death, as once said by Jad Krishnamurti. And before I go so far in this speech of mine, allow me to acknowledge other stakeholders of this day. You might all agree with me, we didn't make it here all alone. So, my fellow graduates, I want you to help me congratulate our parents, family, friends, USIU faculty members, staff, and the USIU Africa community at large. Can we give them a standing ovation, please? These guys have done quite a job. My fellow graduates, can we just give them a standing ovation? And even encouraged us. It's this work that has helped us to get this far. My fellow graduates, what I'm experiencing here cannot be told, but I have to just tell you. Apart from my heart beating at several miles per hour, I'm seeing faces of graduates with a sense of accomplishment. We've made it. Congratulations once more. You know, when I looked down the other side, I saw my good friend and my instructor, Dr. Jacob Ogola, in a very nice gown. So, Prof, you just got there too early. I'm also coming back. For those of you who don't get the chance of being at USIU Africa, Despite having over 70 nationalities, I looked across as I was walking. I didn't see the Tanzanian flag. It is somewhere down there. So Tanzania is also represented. So yes. So despite having a number of nationalities, the diversity has gone so deep that you cannot easily tell who is a faculty member, who is a student, who is a staff member. This is a very nice experience. You know, it's very easy to blend in USIU Africa. And most of international students will tell you, that's the beauty about USIU Africa. I'm sure some of the parents are already familiar with the environment, and you might meet them and think that they are instructors of some very hardcore courses. Yeah, so fall 2013, I worked in USIU Africa, and the first thing that registered in my mind was you step on the grass, a 2,000 shillings fine will be applied on you. So I'm sure my fellow graduates today, you're all stepping on the grass that we have held ourselves from stepping on for the past 4 years. And on the orientation day now, the late ICT director, Ms. Regina Mutuko, may her soul rest in peace, she told us, the freshmen then, that our notes will be accessed via Blackboard. Now, I'm sure my fellow graduates know what Blackboard is, but I have to confess, on that day, I thought to myself, isn't it too obvious that notes are written on Blackboard? And now, surprisingly, USIU Africa has whiteboards. Now, by the end of the day, I just figured Blackboard is a platform where notes are uploaded for us to use. Now, my speech today is quietly inspired by one Olympic marathoner, and because we are in Olympic season, so I thought I should just bring this up. In 1968, Tanzania had an opportunity to be represented in the Olympics by one Joseph Stephen Akwari. Like many of us, we have come from all over the world to obtain academic education from USIU Africa. Akwari traveled from Tanzania to represent his country in the marathon. Now, after first several obstacles, because of the altitude difference, Akwari experienced muscle cramps. Now, as he was almost at the mid of the race, he was hit and then he fell and sustained a dislocation and wounding his knee. If it were me and you, probably we would have quit the race, like the rest who were with him did. But one thing about Stephen Akwari, he stood up and continued running, while he still sustained a great amount of pain. My countrymen arrived at the finish line when the stadium was almost empty. 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 1 second after the winner had crossed the finish line. Now, the journalists and the media was sent out to the ceremonious, triumphant finish of Akwari, and when he was asked, this is what he had to say. My country did not send me 5,000 miles to start the race. It sent me to finish the race. Just like Akwari, we have gone through ups and downs, and ceremoniously, we are finishing the journey today, but it's not the end of the journey. we're just finishing a checkpoint for my fellow undergraduates. But for doctorate, yeah, you might come back again for another doctorate degree, if it's allowed. We are the only ones who know the amount of stress and pressure we've endured in this academic journey. Now, should anyone second guess you, just tell them, I'm going places. Should anyone undermine your ability, tell them, I'm going places. Should anyone pull you back, rise up, tell them, I am going places. Because that's what USIU Africa has given to us, education to take us places. Personally, my academic journey has not been different from most of you. At least my fellow undergraduates. And with this, I'd love to acknowledge a person who just came next to, who is after me, Aditya, is seated somewhere down there. Can you just stand and wave? Yes. That guy, my fellow undergraduate, has a GPA of 3.945. I commend you for that. In my FYE 1010 class, that's SUS 1010 right now, I remember we were setting goals, and I had only 2 goals to set. That is, I will graduate with not less than 3.5 GPA, and I will graduate a year earlier than expected, and all these objectives are met. Glory to God. One thing that kept me going and enduring the amount of stress in this journey was whenever I looked back, I say, my parents did not send me over 1,000 kilometers to waste the investment in me. I spent most of my time in USIU Africa in this building, and due to that gesture, I virtually acquired a title deed for this building. I didn't grab it. I didn't grab it, and I virtually acquired it. So I'm still on the right track. So today I'm officially returning the title I virtually acquired to the continuing students, and my young brother and my cousin included. So make full utilization of this building. It is a building that has enough facilities, and one thing I learned is that USIU Africa will provide any resource you need to ease your academic journey. A while back, I got into a conversation with a person in a matatu. And he happened to be one of those people who believe in stereotypes about USIU. So he asked me this: are you guys taught to think outside the box or just spoon-fed? Okay, I looked at him for a couple of seconds, and this is what I had to reply. I told him, we are certainly not taught to think outside the box, and neither are we spoon-fed. But what USIU Africa has taught us is the box never exists. You can go as far as you want, because it's only your scope of imagination and limitation of your capabilities that handicaps you. But I believe today here, USIU Africa is giving 1,293 students who are equipped with necessary skills, capabilities to tackle the 21st century challenges. From all disciplines, USIU Africa has engineered her curriculum such that all its graduates attain USIU, Professor Scott will just come. Okay. So USIU Africa gives its graduates a number of skills, but one thing among them is high order thinking, literacy, multicultural perspective, you will all admit to that, preparedness for career, leadership and ethics, and community service and development. My fellow graduates, I believe USIU Africa has done an end of the bargain, and please let us not let down our alma mater. Let us be global leaders in all our fields, and let us be true to our alma mater by doing good to our communities. I'd love to thank my family for supporting me until this day. And further, as I wound up, let me just tell you a simple story. It's very short, it's just 3 lines. Now, I remember one day my grandfather told me about how my father and his siblings wrote telegrams to him. Whenever they requested for pocket money, they always made sure they made full utilization of the free words. Now, if they exceeded the free words, they made sure they only paid for 5 extra words. Now, before Professor Scott comes here and takes me down by force, let me pack and get ready to leave. Otherwise, I'd love to say I'm very honored, and congratulations once more, class of 2016. God bless USIU Africa. May God bless you all. May God bless Africa. Thank you very much.